The game of golf is being used to bolster the life skills and character of kids. Find out more about First Tee next. Welcome to our Issues Hampton Roads. I'm your host, Ray Pearson. Having the opportunity to help a young person step into their purpose can be truly rewarding. First Tee has used golf to empower millions of kids to build confidence and develop meaningful life and leadership skills, and the impact has been far-reaching. Joining me now is Nick Lamaro, Executive Director of First Tee, a youth development organization under the umbrella of the YMCA of South Hampton Roads that strengthens the life skills of kids and teens through the expert introduction to the game of golf. I'm telling you, I needed this to have been around when I was a kid. So, I can say that I'm just not the best on the green. But you guys are making sure that kids are finding out or getting an introduction to golf and then using the info to translate them into a better life and a better future.
Absolutely.
That is super powerful. So what led to the creation of First Tee?
So First Tee was founded in 1997. It was a combination of all of the major professional golf organizations. So think PGA, the LPGA, the USGA, the Masters tournament, all came together and had this idea of golf is an amazing game. We want it to continue on for generations to come, but it needs to be more accessible. So we need to find out how to break down these barriers. So in 97, First Tee was founded as a national organization, nonprofit. Our First Tee of Hampton Roads started 25 years ago, actually. We were founded as the Hampton Roads Junior Golf Foundation, and then quickly shifted into First Tee, and located in Virginia Beach. And one of the earlier chapters, it's grown now to be 150 chapters across the country.
Wow.
Has grown actually internationally now as well. So
how is it that you found your way to the program?
So my career has been in the YMCA up until this point.
Okay.
So I kind of stumbled upon First Tee, a very happy discovery for myself. I grew up, my father had a 45-year career in the Y. So I grew up, they called me the Y rat. I was going to daycare there. I learned how to swim, took every sports class, camp, all of those things. So I was very fortunate to have those opportunities as a kid myself. So yeah, I came across First Tee on a job board through the Y, and I said, golf, working with kids, youth development has been my career. And so it was the perfect marriage of the two passions that I have.
Now, were you already a person that was great on the green?
Oh, it depends on who you ask, but no. I grew up playing with my father, played on my high school team.
Okay.
And worked at a few golf courses at that point in my life. So I became addicted to the game.
Okay.
People will call it in the golf world, getting the golf bug, catching the golf bug. So that was the experience for me at that point in my life, is whenever I wasn't working at the golf course, I was playing.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
So it was a perfect fit for you.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so how do you guys go about recruiting the right coaches? Because I imagine that a coach that gets with you all has to be really distinctive, because he's working with youth. He's working with young minds, and this could be their first, maybe even only, if things don't go well. So it's got to be good.
Yeah, I like the way you use the word coach. I think that's the perfect relationship between in that relationship. So yes, you're doing some instructing, so you have to have some knowledge of the game, but I think there's a lot of people that think you have to be a PGA pro or some kind of golf phenom to be able to pass it along. But it's really about creating an encouraging and an environment where there's belonging, right? And you feel comfortable there. Golf is hard enough as a sport in itself. So to shed out all those other kind of misconceptions and just to be able to be yourself is really important. So we're looking for two things: experience and a passion for working with kids, and a general knowledge of the game.
And so tell me, what are the core areas? Because this is a unique equation that you guys are working with, which really introducing them to something that can be a lifelong passion, but then utilizing these lessons to teach them how to do life correctly as well. So what are the core focus areas that you use to help develop children?
So first tee has 9 core values, which is very convenient. We have 9 holes of golf at the first tee, so each hole is assigned a core value. So it's things like respect, responsibility, perseverance, courtesy, integrity, and that's all rolled into our curriculum. There's a progression to our classes. There's a progression to, when the first time you pick up a golf club, you're not going to go to the driving range right away. You're going to learn how to hold the club and how to stand, and all of the we call it the hidden curriculum.
Okay.
Right? So in a sense that you need to learn the etiquette of the game and all of those kinds of things. So we use those core values. We frame each class with a few core values, and then there's 5 key commitments as well. Key commitments are really cool. It's things like goal setting, collaborating with others, building a positive self-identity. All of those things kind of naturally happen through the game. Generate some fun discussion with the case.
Now, I know adults that have not been able to grasp the concept of golf as well as the ability to walk it out.
Yeah.
So how is it that you guys are able to, I would say, customize it or craft it so that you can introduce young people to such strong things and I guess such a challenging sport?
Yeah. Well, kids are more resilient than we give them credit for.
Okay.
Adults, every adult that I've ever spoken to that picked up the game in the second half of their life regretted not picking it up earlier. I think
Really?
When you're younger, you're building the muscle memory, and it's really just the environment that I think we create at first tee. Really, it's going back to that mentorship and creating that belonging, because golf is hard, right? So if you have somebody in your corner kind of rooting you on and, giving you that positive reinforcement when you hit a good shot, man, what that can do for your confidence, right? And then when you have somebody who's there to pick you up when you swing and miss, or you hit 3 balls into the woods in a row, that can really have there's 2 things that can do to you. That can really beat you down, or if you have somebody there that's rooting you on, you can refocus, remain neutral, and think about your next shot. And a lot of the same ways of life, right? You're going to have a great day one day, and you're riding high, and the next day you wake up, you get a flat tire, all of these things happen. Golf, there's so many parallels between the game of golf and life. So it becomes a really fun teaching tool, really organically.
Yeah. Nick, you're telling truth here.
Yeah.
So find out how First Tee can teach a child to look toward his or her future and plan their own paths when we come back.